Coming up on today's episode of Technoid, we're going to take a look at the Apple event and we are going to see just how awesome Apple is at making 5G a marketable thing, but also explain to you the significance of what this Apple event has done, not only for 5G, but for Verizon and future carriers to come. And also, I'll explain a certain condition coming up on today's video that concerns me, so stay tuned. Yo, what's happening everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid, and if you guys haven't noticed, I don't sound the happiest and I probably don't even look that good. Well, truthfully guys, I've been very sick these past few days. On Monday, I was really terrible. I had a temperature of 102. Then it went down to 99 at the night. Tuesday, yesterday, I felt a lot better. I was going to film, but I wanted to watch the Apple event and in its entirety, and I felt so much better. But then I woke up today and I was back to the hundreds. Thankfully not 102, but it was 100.9, so almost in the danger zone. But I do have either the common cold or the flu. Well, my doctor suggests it's a cold, but it feels terrible, guys. I feel like crap. But I have an obligation, I have a duty to, I have a duty. It gets funny every time I say it. But regardless, I have a responsibility to make videos for you guys. So to those of you turning on for the first time, if you enjoy the videos, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss when I upload. And once again guys, I apologize if I'm not really the most enthusiastic today. I'm in a lot of pain right now. I can feel the aches on my body and I'm trying my best. But as Freddie Mercury once said, so let's get it going. All right, so story number one, the main story, the Apple October event. Now, as you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Apple's October events are personally one of the best events that I've seen filmed. These are probably some of the best that I have ever seen Apple do. Not only because of how professional and how awesome it looks, but just basically on a global scale of how they're able to make these events feel so much better than being in person. And I'll say this all the time, those wooing fans kind of kill the hype, so I'm kind of glad you don't have to hear any sorry. But in terms of the event, they unveiled two new products. Obviously, we were expecting, again, my predictions, I predicted the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max, the 12 Mini, which is considerably kind of cool. So you got 4 new iPhones and the HomePod Mini. So before we get to the iPhones, let's take a quick brush up on the HomePod Mini. That was the product that I really was looking forward to the most, and it did not disappoint. However, taking a second glance at it, I'm a little bit skeptical. But taking a look at the HomePod Mini, it basically is a smaller version of the HomePod, but offers so much more better comparison. Now, in terms of the build, it does contain the fabric mesh that Apple uses on the original HomePod. However, the top of the HomePod Mini is a one piece that uses the whole surface to light up for Siri. And I do like that shape. It kind of looks similar to the not released Samsung Galaxy Home Mini, and also kind of looks similar to the Alexa that has just came out. Oops, sorry if I set off anybody's Lexi. But in terms of also the sound quality, it is using dual passive radiators and a down-firing transducer, which I think is a smart choice for Apple to save money but also reproduce good quality music. It also uses a S5 chip inside of the HomePod Mini, so it uses the same chip that's in the Apple Watch. And also, it also has adaptive frequency where it'll adapt the music scale based on how it plays. Now, the Mini itself is an ultra-wideband kind of hub, where that is kind of the main technology that Apple is pushing for the ecosystem, which is a very smart move on Apple. Ultra-wideband enables not only seamless connectivity with devices, but it allows for wireless connection for stereo pairs for the HomePod Minis, and also you can sync them across all your houses with ultra-frequency bands using the T1 and the U1 chip, whichever one it is. But the main cool thing that stands out to me is that even though all these features packed in on the Mini will soon come to a better version of the newer HomePod that we will see in the future, the price range is $99. Now, at first glance, I wasn't really mad at the price. At first I was like, okay, that's fine, you know what? It's cheaper, it definitely gets people into the HomePod experience, it definitely sells more smart Siri speakers if you like Siri. But then I saw the Google Nest Audio, which is a lot bigger and it features a bigger tweeter and woofer, and also it to me sounds a lot better. I've seen some reviews, so I'm a little skeptical on how Apple will reproduce, but knowing Apple and how they take their audio department seriously, this could be a step in the right direction, and I really do like the HomePod Mini. I do want it to do well, and I really want to see the sales go up, and I have a prediction that people are going to buy into the HomePod Mini. So that was the Mini. Now let's get over to the iPhones. So lastly come the iPhones. Now the iPhone 12 and the 12 Mini were the two standardized iPhones. Both of them have an OLED display. The Mini is 5.4 inches, which is almost similar to the original iPhone 10, 10s, and 11 Pro sizes. And then the iPhone 12 is a 6.1 inch display, where the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max is a 6.7 inch display for the Max and a 6.2 or 3. I forgot exactly the right details. Again, I don't have my sophisticated iPad with me, so you can fix that for me in the comments. But in terms of the iPhones, they all have the same spec sheet. The A14 Bionic, they all have 5G across the board, which is something I will spend a couple minutes on dedicated after this scenario. They both have sub-6 and millimeter wave. Both of them, we don't know exactly the containments of the battery. We don't know exactly the modem size. Some people are saying it is using the Qualcomm X55. Others are saying the X60. I think it's the X55 because I've been looking at the rumors, and even though people are telling me this and that, I'm going to safely assume the X55, which, by the way, is just fine. It's fine. But also the iPhone 12 and the 12 Max are using ceramics-like glass, so it's a little bit more of a hybrid glass, so it's definitely a better drop protection. And when it comes to colors, the 12 has a ton of new colors, such as that Pacific Blue or just blue, and then the 12 Pro Max has that nice Pacific Blue. That's the one. But the main standing point of this event was the 5G rollout. That is kind of the big significance. Now, everybody knows that Samsung and OnePlus and a couple of others and Google all have 5G devices. But here's the thing that people keep missing and why I think this is worthy of all this hype that it's getting. Sure, it's a little overhyped, maybe, and sure, millimeter wave isn't really being pushed directly, but here's the thing, guys. The iPhone lineup, all of them have millimeter and sub-6. So not only will you be able to take advantage of 5G in any shape and form, but most of all, you don't have to buy the most expensive phone to get the best. All iPhones in the newest lineup, all 4 iPhones have every 5G compatibility wave you could imagine. And that was another thing on the tech sheet. There is no carrier restriction, there's no band restriction. It has every band available. So you will not see any restrictions. And the one that I truly believe is making the push, and the one that I feel is the reason why we have millimeter wave, and I feel they had a heavy influence on this push out, was Verizon. Now the CEO of Verizon, Hans, whatever his name is, Hans Gummer, whatever, he was on stage, and this was the first time we had ever seen a CEO of a cellular company that I can remember for an iPhone event literally appear on stage and announce that they are going nationwide 5G. Now, of course, not many carriers and not many people are pushing millimeter wave. They are pushing sub-6, but the fact that Verizon took the initiative, in my opinion, to really be the one to tell Apple, look, just put millimeter, like I feel like this was a Verizon move, because the only carrier that's working on millimeter wave and really trying to perfect it is Verizon. Now, that's not to say any other carriers won't evolve and eventually take form, but the fact that Verizon was taking an initiative to push millimeter wave, and the fact that they've partnered with Apple, and their partnership is a great partnership, by the way, you have not only unlocked millions of users that are gonna buy these phones, but most of all, you've given access, in my opinion, to the best experience you can have 5G on. Now, that's not to say that the Android experience can't give you the same thing. But taking a look at what Apple is doing, the only problem that Apple ever had in its lineup was cellular performance, because it always had Intel chips, it always had to throttle performance. In this case, there is no more. The gap that Apple needed to fix with their cellular performance has been fixed, and to me, this 5G news is a big game changer. Not only for the iPhones, but for the consumers, but also for people that buy any of these models. The 12 and the 12 Mini start at $699 to $799, and the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max retain $999 and $1,099. Now, there is on the Apple website a little bit of a controversy with a $30 charge, which is kind of some kind of fee or whatever. I don't know what that is. Let me know what that $30 charge is, guys. But regardless, these pre-orders will start by Friday for the 12 and the 12 Max, and then the 12 Mini and the Pro will be in November. And if you have Verizon or AT&T, you can get some kind of special promotions where you can get financing and they'll give you a big discount if you trade in your old phone. And I'll tell you right now, I feel kind of tempted. Honestly, I feel kind of tempted to go back to Apple. So, I gotta say, overall, this event was great. Not only did Apple market and sell 5G, but they've basically unlocked so many users to the potential by not holding back. The original rumors were the 12 and the 12 mini were only going to have sub 6, and the Pro and the Pro Max were going to be the ones with both millimeter and sub 6, because it's over $100 to put millimeter wave in a phone. It's under $60 to $80 to put sub 6. So somewhere in there, somebody has to be taking the cut or paying to put this in. And I feel like, in my opinion, Verizon is the one making this push. Now, of course, other carriers will have their say. They will have their own version of 5G, and they'll do their own thing. But in terms of the iPhone event and in terms of what this does, not only was this a big hit for Apple fans and users, but this might be the best time to buy a phone. Now, there are a couple of side things I want to discuss. They did introduce Magsafe, which is basically their rollout to removing the charging port. So that's kind of their first step. They've introduced Magsafe. People are going to buy into it. It has magnets. It's like the old MacBook chargers. So that way people will be able to charge wirelessly with super fast wireless charging at 15 watts, which is finally a positive on Apple's end. Although you can use regular wireless charging stands at 7.5 watts. But that is the rollout for the removal of the port. They did put Lightning to USB-C in the box. They don't have any of the accessories. We kind of knew this was happening, which to me doesn't even feel like an environmental argument. It just kind of feels like a money grab argument, but they made the argument for the environment's sake, which is fine, so I'll just let it be. But overall, again, the event was a huge success. I truly love this event. I enjoyed every moment of it. I was personally never bored. I was really shocked that Apple really didn't compromise on the iPhone. Yeah, it doesn't have 120 hertz display and maybe doesn't have the best amount of RAM, but overall, those phone, I didn't even talk about the camera because I feel the 5G rollout was more important than the cameras. But if you want to take a quick peek at the cameras, the 12 Pro and the Pro Max have the best cameras. So they're the best ones of the 12 and 12 mini, but the 12 and the 12 mini have a dual camera and they're pretty good. But anyway, that's it for my recap. I think it was a great event. I personally enjoyed it, and I want to know what you guys had to say about it. So if you enjoyed the episode, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. I'm going to go to bed. I am not feeling too well, so I'm going to see how well I edit this video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and peace!